Hola. I'm not Spanish. How are you? I posted a picture on Instagram last night, and I did a side-by-side of my husband's meal and my meal. It used to be, when I was not on a weight loss journey, we would order pizza every Sunday night. Now that I'm doing what I'm doing and my husband is doing what he's doing and blah, 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 we try to space out when the kids get the pizza, because the kids still get the pizza. We try to space that out as long as we possibly can. We usually only do it when the kids drive us to the absolute brink of despair by asking for it too many times, okay? So, this weekend was one of those weekends where the little one, the 8-year-old, just would not stop asking for the pizza. Can we order from the man who brings the pizza? That kind of thing. So finally, we broke down. I was feeling real strong. I said to me, my husband said to me, do you want me to just make them something, or do you want us to, go ahead and do it? And I said, why don't you go ahead and do it? And I just need you to understand that if I decide that it's too difficult for me, I'm just going to separate myself away. And I'm just going to go into the bedroom, and I don't want you to think that I'm mad at you, because we always we try to establish that right from the get-go. If we know that there's a situation, that there's possible tension, we talk about it before it even happens. We've been together for 15 years. Anyway, he was just like, okay, cool. And I said, okay, so now that we've established what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my own food. What are you going to do? And he was just like, I don't know. I said, well, there's an option. You can have one piece, and I can help you keep it at one piece. I can be your little, the little angel on your shoulder. Or you can go ahead and do the pizza thing, and then you'll pay for it tomorrow. You'll be up 3 or 4 pounds. And he was just like, right. And I said, you have the option to do that. If you gain a couple pounds, because he knows he can take off weight. All he has to do is think about it. He's one of those guys. He's got a good metabolism. But he does enjoy 3 slices of pizza. So he decided, I was kind of proud of him, he decided to order chicken parmesan, because it's less carb. It's not 0 carb, but it's less carb. And a side order, instead of pasta, a side order of sauteed spinach, which has way too much oil in it for me. It's delicious, don't get me wrong. And they do it with fresh spinach, and they leave like big chunks of garlic in there. It's delicious. And it's not bad in the carbohydrate department, and the fats are healthy fats, but it's just a lot of fat, So I just I didn't want to mess up by eating spinach, okay? Okay, so I posted a side-by-side of his chicken parm from Gino's Pizzeria on Casino Boulevard. And I made my own version of chicken parm. I had grilled chicken in my fridge. I cubed it up. I took about 8 ounces, thank you. I took about 8 ounces of broccoli. I put 1 tablespoon of oil into a pan. I cut up the broccoli into little florets about that big. And I turned up the heat really super high in the on the pan for the broccoli, and I put a lid on it. And every minute I would take the pan and I would just sort of whoosh it around, And that's the way I like to do broccoli. It actually gets a little bit burned on the edges. It just softens up the broccoli slightly. It doesn't take away any of the nutrition, because I'm not using any water. I'm not adding any salt. I'm not adding any condiments. I used 1 tablespoon of olive oil just to make sure that it didn't stick to the pan, which it wouldn't have, because my mother bought me brand new pans that are beautiful. On a plate, I did the bed of the dry fry broccoli, and then I put cubed chicken. Are you on or off the highway? I did cubed chicken. I did a 1/4 cup of Rayo's marinara sauce. I did 1½ ounces of low-fat mozzarella crumbled up on top, put it in the microwave for about a minute just to soften everything up, because everything was kind of warm already. And it was absolutely delicious. My husband was like, wow, look at you, you're being so good. And I was just like, honey, this is like, I'm going to do this again. I had never done it that way before. So it was almost like the broccoli was my version. Could you go? Jesus. The broccoli was like my version of the pasta, whatever you would have the chicken parm on a bed of. And then, the chicken was beautiful. It was just grilled with salt and pepper on it. It was a really healthy meal. I'm down 1 full pound today. Yay. And it was huge. I mean, it was a portioned lean and green. It was a correct lean and green. So I post this picture on Instagram, and I also copy it over to my Facebook, because I do that a lot. If you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, I'm sorry, you're seeing doubles, but I have a lot of people who follow me on Facebook. I have like 1,300 followers on Facebook, and I only have like 650 followers on Instagram, so I try to make sure that I'm there. Social media, part of my job. Okay, anyway, get paid for it, yay. Somebody on Facebook commented on it and said, doesn't this picture represent the fact that you're never off the plan? And I didn't quite know what she meant. If my husband eats the chicken parm, first of all, he didn't eat it all. He ate a third of it. If my husband ate all that chicken parm and he was up 5 pounds the next day, let's say, because it was loaded with cheese, and he goes on the 5-1 afterwards because he gains 4 or 5 pounds and gets himself back to goal, and then goes back into maintenance, and then eats 3 or 4 Medifast meals a day, eats 2 or 3 whole food meals a day, what is not on the plan for that? No, it's not the 5-1 plan, but it is part of the Medifast program. The transition and the maintenance in the Medifast program are just as important as the 5-1, if not more important. First of all, there are people that lose weight in transition. You can do transition and lose weight. I'm not saying that you should, and I'm not saying that you should do that without help, but you can do that. But absolutely, and I corrected her right away. I said, no, it is absolutely on plan. Chicken parm is on plan, and that's what I titled the picture as. Chicken parm is on plan. Both sides of that picture. His version of chicken parm and my version of chicken parm are on plan. Now listen, on plan is sort of like, you know, code that Medifast users use, I guess, you know? And it just sort of means on your diet. I don't like to use the word diet unless I'm using it in a different way, but it just means on your diet. Chicken parm is on your diet. Hell, if you eat Easter bunny eggs or whatever it is, Easter bunnies, that's on your diet too. Because as long as you go right back to your plan, whatever that plan is, the next day, you're still living a life. Again, this is what my vlog was about on Friday. Gotta live your life. Why shouldn't you have it? By the way, why can't you just have a little bit? I was so proud of him for eating a third of that chicken cutlet. I was just like, wow, that's really cool. I probably, at this point, because of the size of my stomach, I probably would have done the same thing. But back in the day, I would have killed that thing. Front to back, left to right. I would have been dead. Okay.